Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Very quick video today looking at two pens. Now you think you're probably familiar with one of these and you might have seen some pictures and reports of the other one. So I thought let's check them out and actually compare the two. Now one of these pens costs about $50 Australian and one of these pens costs about $6 Australian. So, the $50 one is obviously the Twsbi Eco, which is one of the sort of classic, in recent years, sort of entry-level fountain pens. This is the white model, of course. I chose the white to match the white that I have in the other pen. And that other pen is the, now I don't know how to say this exactly, so Lanbitou 3059. And as you can see, it is very clearly, well, it's a knockoff. Let's be brutally honest here. It's a knockoff of a Twsbi Eco. So let's talk about the pens and the parts of the pens and see sort of, you know, where we see the similarities. Okay, obviously the cap, very similar. Lovely silver cap band on both. That same sort of hexagonal shape. Both have a red brand logo in the top of the pen. Silver clip, clear demonstrator body, piston filled, white piston knob on the end, with a slight variance in the design of the two knobs depending on the model. Both are adorned with O-rings for posting and also for sealing the cap. The pens become more different when you look at them without the lids on. So let's start with, there's the Twsbi Eco, and here is the Lanbitou. So the nibs are quite different. The Lanbitou nib is very much modelled off a Lamy nib, and it has a clear feed, whereas the Twsbi has a black feed and its own number, I think it's number 5 nib. I've inked these both with Robert Oster Verde de Rio, so we could do a quick writing sample in a minute. But let's just talk about the pens exactly. So if we start with the Twsbi, this is 138 millimeters when it's capped, versus the Lanbitou, which is 143, so it's slightly longer. And that goes the same, 132 uncapped, 133 uncapped, and then posted 169 and 171. These are pens I don't post when I use them. They are absolutely big enough to use without posting, and posting them just makes them just a little bit ridiculous. It only posts down to that O-ring, so they become quite long. So yes, one is ridiculously affordable, one is even more so. $50 for a pen of this quality is amazing. $6 for a pen of that quality is still rather amazing. Let's do a quick writing sample just so you can see. I'll let you decide whether you want to, whether you think it's worth getting a $6 pen that looks like a $50 pen. But for me, I got this for this exact purpose, to sort of compare the two. It's certainly not going to go into my writing rotation like the Twsbi Eco is. Now, these are both fine nibs, and I had to do a little bit of work on the Lanbitou to just actually get it to write. When I took it out of the packet and inked it up, it actually was incredibly scratchy, and the tines needed to be opened up ever so slightly to actually let some ink through. But let's see how we go with these two pens. We'll start with the Twsbi. And as I said, they're both inked with Robert Oster Verde de Rio ink. So this is not the wettest pen I own. It's certainly smooth, and it's, you know, it puts down a nice sort of fine line. It's a really lovely pen to write with. It feels nice in the hand. The section is almost completely round. It's got these slight tapers just towards the end where it flares. But other than that, it's really a nice pen to write with. It's not, you know, I hold it close to the threads and they don't get in the way at all. So it's really pretty good. That's why I have several of them in my collection. Now if we have the Lanbitou. Now, the interesting thing about this pen is that it is quite smooth, but I have to do a lot of work to get it to even write almost at all. The section itself is interesting. It's like it's been a circle. You can't really see it, it's hard to get, but it's a circle that has been sort of had 3 faces cut into it for grip. And sort of ends up with a grip that feels like a cross between a Twsbi and, say, a Lamy Safari. It's wet, but it dries out very quickly. You get sort of about maybe half a page to 3/4 of a page of writing, and then it starts to taper out. You know, I'm sure it's got something to do with the feed, you know, not letting a lot of ink through. You can actually see when you look at the feed, it's not an incredibly sort of saturated feed in terms of the amount of ink that's actually led down to the nib. So it does dry out relatively quickly. Yes, they do cap and post securely and all that sort of stuff. And for that price, it's quite amazing that for $6, you get a pen that actually writes the way that this one does, that is clearly modelled off sort of a more expensive but still highly affordable pen. My preference is definitely the Twsbi. I think the writing experience is so much nicer. It's a brand you can trust. They've got customer relations, all that sort of stuff. Whereas the Lanbitou, you know, bought on an eBay site for $6, and really it's not. It does the job, but I think the Twsbi definitely easily wins out for this. If you've got both these pens, or if you've tried either of them, I'd love to know what you think. Drop me a message down below if you've got any thoughts on either of these pens, or if you've got other sort of Chinese pens you'd like to see a shootout with, and we'll see what we can do. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications button if you want to stay up to date with the videos that I produce. As I said, please drop me a message. You can do that either here on YouTube, or you can do that at Twitter, on Instagram, or at my blog, which are all linked down below. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you later.